I'm in Munich right now at the rental station, and one of the most common parts of servicing the bikes is an oil change. So today we're going to take you through an oil change of a 1300 GS. Let's get ready. Alright, so here we have everything laid out that we need, all the parts. Of course, the oil is the most important thing. We've got the instructions on the iPad. We have seals, all original BMW parts, the oil filter, of course, brake cleaner, because it's a bit of a messy job, and the right tools to get to the screws to get the oil out. So in case you're wondering why we do this on the floor, just to show you how you can do it in your garage on the floor. No, the lift is coming to this station as well. There is one in Hamburg, this one is ordered. It's gonna come. So today is gonna be the job on the floor. So first thing you need to do is take the bash plate off. Just a thin piece of aluminum. It's not doing much. So if you ever rely on that to go anywhere off the pavement, that's not a smart idea. There is 5 liters of oil in it. It's quite a lot for this size engine.
First off, we're going to take off the Touratech crash bars. I think the original ones you can actually access the cover for the oil filter cap, but on this one we need to take it off. And on the Touratech crash bars, the one we use, we have on the front bottom, you have two spacers, one small and one big. And now they use also original BMW screws. That's quite nice. Comes with a kit from Touratech, and we find them quite reliable. So you see the bikes getting dropped quite regularly, but at a standstill, of course, not while they're riding, just maneuvering sometimes, and then they drop it.
Happens all the time, even to the best of us. Not to the best of us.
Just to Raphael. On every trip. Yeah, if you do that, make sure that you, because the oil sump plug is aluminium, and you want to be all the way in with the correct size. It's easy to ruin the
thread in there, right?
Yeah,
if you don't
correct.
Do that,
That was not so gentle, but so, and then you have the washer, the oil sump plug with a magnet inside, and we need to clean it before we put it back in, and a new washer, of course. So we put this here.
Of course, we ran the bike, so the oil is hot.
Yes. And then we have a second oil sump plug we need to take out. Is this one. Also make sure you're all the way in, just not the end, that you have the correct size. This is a T30.
Okay.
Yeah. And lefty loosey, righty tighty, so left.
Good to know.
All the washers there as well. Okay. And now we can let it run for a couple of minutes. And now we do the filter after we did the sump plugs. So it's also 3, very gentle, 1, 2, and 3.
And if you work on the BMW, you need KTM orange gloves.
And then press with one finger, holds the cap, because it will just fall out.
And you see it's a bit of a messy job, because we need that brake cleaner to get all that excess oil off the header pipes later.
And then the cap comes off. But yeah, we're going to make it new anyways. So you got 2 washers and 1 big O-ring for the cover of the oil filter. Thank you. And that's the easiest way to get off the oil filter with this kind of pliers, because you can't grip it anyway, you can't hook it, and you don't want to go near any of this very nice surfaces with a screwdriver or anything like it. So get something like that. So now we took out the filter and now we're going to clean it a bit. I use some brake cleaner, just to get the old stuff out. Of course we cleaned the bike before we're doing a service, so you always work on clean bikes, it's much easier. So, okay. That looks clean, no old oils coming out. Then you got the new filter. Yeah, this is the side goes in, and it's the only option. This one goes to the outside. And this is a kind of emergency valve opener. So if this filter is so heavily blocked that the oil pump wouldn't be able to push through the oil through the filter anymore, this would open under hard pressure, so that the bike still get some lubrication. But this normally stays closed like it. It's just an So before you put it in, take some old oil just to make it easier to fit on, and then we wiggle it in, click till the end. Yeah, that looks good. Then we get the cap. We clean the cap as well. Make sure you take a look at the surface, clean it as well, and then we get the new O-ring. Second, here we have the new O-ring. Goes on it, hold it down, oops. Like this. Perfect. And then you can't use any position you want. They have different measurements. So we need to take a look what would fit, that would fit. That looks good. Okay, now all holes lining up. There's only one way to do it. And then by hand, always use by hand. Do the first turnings by hand to make sure you're really inside the thread and don't. Yeah. The top one is a bit hard. I take my tool.
For all the screws that go back onto the bike, you need to torque them to spec. That's why you need the manual, because it's easy to forget what torque specification you have on the screws. So we're looking it up, and then the filter cap goes on with the right torque spec.
So remove this. There's an O-ring. Now we put in the new filter, and now it's 3 screws, M6 times 10 long, and it's 10 Newton meter. So we set this to 10 Newton meter, because it's also really easy to, if you don't use it, it's really easy to make them too tight or too loose. Click, stops. Stop. And double check. Done. The sump plug, which got a magnetic stick in the middle, and we got some residue on here. It's like an oil metal mixture, but looks normal to me, and we see a lot of rental bikes from us. So I'm going to clean this and then try. You always see some metal parts remaining. We try to grab them and then take them off, so long that the thing is very clean again. And spray it again. And while you have it in the hand, you also can check if you didn't done it properly, but this thread looks correct, so it's not damaged. If it's damaged, better get a new one. So now we got the big sump plug, small sump plug, and then we got the new rings. Okay. So before we fill in the new oil, it makes sense to put the screws, sump plugs back in. So for the big one, that's this one, it's 28 Newton meters, and for the small one, if you don't throw it away, it's 10 Newton meters. And before we put in the new or the old sump plugs with the new washers, we clean a bit the first surface, so you don't want to have anything on the parts. And I take the tool. It's hard to get with your fingers to there, and then screw it in by hand, gentle. And the good thing is, if you still have the Newton meters set for the oil filter cap, it's the same on the small one. It's 10 Newton meters. On here, same again. Be 100% sure that you're all the way in and straight. Don't do that. Be straight. Yeah, don't. Okay, done. And then we set the Newton meter bar to 28 Newton meters. Righty tidy. That's it. And then we clean everything. And here's also on the header pipes.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Okay, so with the old oil, it just gets put into one of the empty containers here.
I never can open them by hand. Sometimes really snug. Click. Oh.
I thought it was just me, but I guess...
No, it's on every bike, on every 1300, it's hard.
So the bike takes exactly 5 liters, right?
Yeah, here we have the measurements on the side. And the BMW stuff is the expensive stuff, so don't waste any drop.
It's the good stuff. So normally Stefan has these big sort of 6-liter canisters, the big barrels. 60 liter barrels, but they're late in delivery, so for short notice stuff, this is the original, the good stuff from BMW, the expensive oil. It's the exact same oil as the Motul oil. It's just the BMW branded oil.
Now we put in the 5 liter of gold.
Liquid gold.
Yeah. If you leave a bit, if you close it up with the nozzle here 100%, then the oil is going very slow in it. So if you leave a tiny bit of gap, so the air can go bypass it, it's going much quicker. Just need to fit the bash plate or splash plate, and then we need to run it to temperature outside, so the fan kicks in, and then we measure, take a look at the oil level. So 5 liters should be fine, but it needs to be checked when the engine is warm. Bash plate on is also do it by hand, and don't tight them. Don't tight them yet. Just set them, because when you tight them already, then it's sometimes hard to get the thread of the other holes. So it makes sense to just loose them at the beginning, or let them loose. So now everything is in thread. They're all the same length. One small spacer, one big spacer. Okay, just set the first turns. Done. Hold it. One screw through. Done. This one is just resting against here. So you will not be able to do it if you have tightened one at the bottom. And then what I did once wrong is you need to take a look at these cables. Now they are routing correct, but I had this on one bike where the cable was down there, and I pinched it actually.
And again, on the OEM crash bars, there's no need to take them off. You just need to remove, there's a plate on this side here to cover the cylinder. You just have to take that off, and then you can access the oil filter. It's just the aftermarket crash bars that you have to take off.
Done. So now we also check, of course, the coolant level, and we see it's very hard to see it on the new model, but if you shake it a bit, you always see that. So, and this is just below minimum, so this needs to be filled up. And there's an official way how to do it. The official way is you remove the whole nose, and the not official way is you unclip these ones. You're not so worried about some small things on there. There's one screw below here. You remove this one. See it?
Caught it.
Then you hold this up, pop this one off, and you do that. That's enough, and that's also the way actually how you can access the air filter. It's behind here on both sides, so it has two sides, two separate air filters. I'm going to get them just to show you. This is the air filter, so it's one part number for both sides, because I'll show you. On this side is this way around, and on that side it's the other way around, but it's the same part.
Okay, that's good. That's very quick.
So that's where the coolant goes in.
So the essential part of the oil change are done now. So the only thing left to do is to keep it running. So you run the engine until the engine's hot enough, until the fan comes on. And then you check the oil levels again to see if it's indeed in the right position. And then of course you have to reset the service. So for the reset of the service, there's a little sort of dongle and an app on an Android phone where it allows you to reset the service to the next 10,000 kilometers or the next year. Usually 10,000 kilometers hits earlier than the year on a rental bike, but we'll show you how to do that. So this is the dongle, the green thing, and then there's an app that goes with it.
Called Motorscan. It's for Android phones. It's quite good tool to do the easy stuff and read some just for BMWs, and he's supporting most of the stuff, and it's I think it's good to get good stuff for your money. It's I think 60 euros or something for the ultimate version where you can do everything he offers. So here's the OBD dongle. This is always a bit tricky, but you press both sides and then you can take it off. It's here. You see here and there are the hooks. And then we just take the OBD dongle, put it in, click. Then we of course need some power on the bike, so you turn on the ignition. Then I go here, tries to connect to the OBD adapter, and says interface found. Good, we got this. Then it's a R, and then it's a where is it? K50, no.
Oh, you picked the bike type.
Yeah,
okay.
KA1 is the inside number for the bike from BMW. It's the R1300 GS. And then we go to Kombi instrument, and then we can read the Fehlerspeicher, which is
error codes.
Nothing in here. Good. Service reset. Can set the date. Done. And now I take a look at the mileage, what the bike had now. It's got 30,664 kilometers. So you do at 1,000 kilometers, you do the first service. So this probably was done around 600, 700 kilometers. And now we do, so here under my vehicle, we say the bike is already screaming for service. It says remaining distance 126, so that's perfect. And now we just click on another new 10,000 kilometers, and it already jumped on the computer there, and it will set the date also. If we don't do the 10,000, then it will remind us next year in 12 months. So that's how BMW wants it.
Easy.
And then we shut off the bike, pop, remove the OBD link, press it back in here. And while we're here, we can check if these are tight.
Alrighty, the last thing left to do is to just keep the bike running, just kind of heat it up until the fan turns on, and then check the oil levels, which should be sort of in the middle of the indicator if it's filled right. So I'm going to start the bike, and that'll be the end of the oil change procedure. I hope you liked it. If you got comments or questions, put them in the comment section. I see you in the next video. Until then, ride safe and stay awesome.